Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, good morning, good morning. I feel like Mary Poppins just fits. So I don't know. I'm just in one of those moods today, which is a good thing. So, okay, cool. Let's get to it. I did not send out the affiliate links yesterday. All right, so the links are done. I even made a new landing page. So the affiliate links, to give you the affiliate link, I need to make sure that it's a nice experience. I don't want it to be so cold where it's like, okay, be an affiliate, click here. And you're like, okay, I want you to get that nice email back. I want that email to then be in a sequence of emails that invite you to all the things going forward. Now, all the things going forward, like I had shared with you 2 days ago, I really believe that my time needs to be with RHINO affiliates. And that's not to say to be pigeonholed into RHINO affiliates, it's to be pigeonholed into marketing. We built what we built, enough inventing, we have a team, we're well ahead of the market. There's no one out there that has anything close to this. In fact, Brian sent me an article the other day, which let me just see if I can find it because I have it up because it's such a good article. The co-founder of Google's AI division, DeepMind, says everybody will have their own AI-powered chief of staff over the next 5 years. Do you understand the co-founder of AI's DeepMind division is predicting in 5 years what we just created? Now, again, I'm sure that if you really wanted to, like, Anthony, that's not apples to apples. That's fine. I don't care that's not apples to apples. The idea is exactly what we built. It's your personal replica. It's your chief of staff, right? Like we call it your personal assistant. It is you. Exactly what we just built is what Google's predicting is going to be being built 5 years from now. So when I say we're ahead of the market, it's not just Anthony kind of like waving pom-poms. Whether it's nature, nurture, seeing around a corner, the will that I'm not going to fail, that we're going to, whatever the case may be, we're sitting on gold, like lightning's in a bottle right now. So my time needs to be spent spreading the message. I need to be our Paul Revere. I've already committed 3 to 4 hours a day is going to be with RHINO affiliate. What that looks like is, and I shared the schedule. Let me see if I can just give it to you. Well, I'm actually going to show you the whole schedule because you're going to see what my schedule looks like too. Okay. So this is my upcoming schedule starting next week, and it's really micromanaged. So for those that want to take an opportunity to poke fun at it, you can, but you're poking fun at something very silly because this is how you manage your life if you want to achieve things, right? So yeah, a walk, meditate, shower. Who puts a shower on their schedule? Somebody that doesn't have time, right? Like I need to schedule my shower. Sorry. But when you take a look at RHINO affiliate, so my affiliate email is going to be sent out. I'm going to spend 9:20 to 10 a.m. every day. That's 40 minutes. What's that 40 minutes being spent doing? Well, I got to go ahead and dissect the emails that we sent out the day before. We have 10,000 opens a day. At what point in the page did people stop scrolling? What did they click? What was the open rate? How does that factor against the day before, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? I could take that data, synthesize it into an actionable model, then just pass it to you knowing that it's going to have a conversion rate. So that will be that part. So it's going to take some time. Now, where's the affiliate call from 12 to 1 every day? It's going to be an hour-long call. Well, how do you have an hour-long call? You got to prepare a little bit for it. I have to have a half hour before that to make sure that I prepare for it. And I don't want to go too much into all of this stuff. It wasn't meant to be look at Anthony's schedule. But the point being, it is already committed to from my behalf to RHINO affiliate. Now, what that looks like going forward is I want that to be in existence for the entirety of this year. I would like by the end of the year to have identified at least 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 RHINO affiliates that can replace me, that can run that group, that can do those daily calls, that can do those daily emails. And of course, they'll be comped for it. It's not like I'm asking for anything for free because then I have to move on. And 2024 is going to be a RHINO Come to Town tour, which I'm very optimistic is going to close by the end of this month. Again, nothing's in hand, but as far as trustworthy counterparts, I think it's a total A+ opportunity. So I think everything's okay. Actually, to that person who I suspect will watch this at some point, I had said I would do it on weekends, but I don't really want to be half pregnant on this. I think RHINO will come to town on Monday, spend the entire week in town, and then have the festivities on the weekend. Because I think on Friday, Saturday, Sundays, people are kind of letting their hair down and they're open to new opportunities, but at the same time, they have a certain level of skepticism because you're new to their town. You're just coming in on a Saturday. I think Monday to Thursday, people do not have that level of guard up, I think it's an easier osmosis process to permeate that permeable membrane of people. Like if you go see someone on a Tuesday at their store and they're like dressed really just like, oh, it's a Tuesday, I think the opportunity to make a genuine friend is far higher than meeting that person at a happy hour on a Friday. In fact, inviting that person to a happy hour on Friday, I think, is a really super duper outcome, because you met them at their worst and you accept them at their best, kind of thing. So I really think that's what needs to happen. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Troy with Brad Pitt. And he's like, so he's Achilles, and he's the greatest warrior, blah, 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 could win wars by himself, et cetera, et cetera. He has a brother who is who's like the mini-me version of him that looks up to him. He's much younger, but he moves like him. He's really good with the sword. Like if Achilles is the best warrior ever, the brother's like maybe the third best warrior ever. Like there's a number 2 or 3 in between them, and he eventually would have been the best. So the brother says to Achilles, like, hey, I want to get in this war. Let's go, let's go. And Achilles said, no, we're staying out of it. I don't appreciate what these kings are doing, why they're in the war. I don't want to be a part of it. So he stays out of it. And the king is trying to get Achilles into it. Like, we need Achilles to win. So Achilles, I'm not doing it. Well, unbeknownst to Achilles, his brother puts on his gear and goes out and fights and pretends to be Achilles. He puts his sword up and charges. And the whole army believed it was Achilles, so they run with him. And everyone is fighting their hardest. And there's a main battle with who everyone believes is Achilles, which is his brother, and Hector from Troy. And if you know the Iliad and the Odyssey, like that's what I'm talking about. Hector from Troy, and it's the showdown. Hector versus Achilles, but it's not really Achilles. And they're fighting, and Achilles is, again, his brother is really holding his own. And then Hector wins. And everyone stops because Achilles is dead. Who could have ever thought Achilles could die? Like the whole war stopped. And everyone looked. So Hector goes up to the body who's breathing hard. He can't breathe. And it's polite to go ahead and just kill the person so they don't die suffering. So he first takes off the mask and sees that it's Achilles' brother. And then kills him, and then tells everyone, go home. This is not okay. This is enough for the day. And in going home, the kings on Achilles' side looked at each other and goes, I think that kid just won us the war, because Achilles is coming now. Are you kidding me? Do you know what this man's going to do? That's how I feel about life right now. I don't know if I can explain it better than that. I might sound like gibberish, but if you could follow that line of thinking, that's how I feel about life right now. Like, I actually think one could look at the situation and say, I think she just guaranteed RHINO is going to take over the world. Okay. So I think that's it. Love y'all, and I will see you Monday. Bye.